Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you can hear me. Wait for some people to come in the room. Just getting everything set up. This is kind of bright here, isn't it? And yeah, let me get just things set in here a little bit. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking the video. There's some really, really exciting things happening in golf right now at this very minute. Milo is out on the course. Milo Lines is out on the course and is playing well, playing really well at the Arizona Open. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Mike Malaska is also playing in the same tournament, and a few of their students are playing as well, including Milo's like top student, or I guess like his #1 player that plays with him a lot out there, is playing as well, and the guy's like lighting it up, unbelievable. We're gonna get into the numbers of that. Also, I have all the betting odds and everything for the entire field of the 2020 PGA Championship. But there's some really like super exciting things happening in Arizona right now with two teachers who are on Be Better Golf a lot, are playing golf right now. And thanks, Vince. Actually, this shirt, somebody said nice shirt. This shirt was a Be Better Golfer, a friend of mine that I met through the channel called Chris, went to the Masters, and he got me this shirt. So thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to get started in the video formally in just about less than a minute. Hold on. There's super exciting things happening right now, and I'm refreshing the page because Milo, who you guys have seen on the channel a lot, is on the 17th hole right now, and he's playing great at the Arizona Open. So we're going to talk about what Milo's doing, and then also what Mike Malaska is doing at the Arizona Open. And then we're going to go into everything that's happening with the 2020 PGA Championship and Tiger Woods and the top two guys. Who do you think, put in the comments below without checking, who do you think are the match two absolute favorites at the PGA Championship? So put in the comments here. And everybody, before I start the video, click the like button and click the subscribe button to make sure that you're subscribed. And that way, because the only way I ever do these live videos is I just do them like randomly immediately. So the only way you'll ever see them is if you're subscribed, so that you'll get the notification if you hit the little bell as well. All right, great. So let's get started. Okay, really exciting thing. This is the start of the video. Really exciting things going on right now at Superstition Mountain in Arizona. So you guys have hopefully seen a lot of the videos that I've taken with the two instructors that are there are Mike Malaska, and who is like the number 15 or so teacher in the country, and then Milo Lines, who's also a very good and sought after teacher, who is the best, to me, the best driver of the golf ball that I've ever seen. So anyway, the Arizona Open is happening right now as we speak. I wanted to go out there to film some of it and stuff, but I wasn't able to. I was thinking about going tomorrow, but I think there might be restrictions and stuff. So they've played the first two rounds. So we're going to go over the Arizona Open, which is happening at their home course. So at Superstition Mountain, where you've seen all those videos that I've done with those guys, their Arizona Open, sponsored by Ping. So let's go over the leaderboard of the Arizona Open now. And there's some really interesting things happening here. I tried to get this working on the streaming platform on my computer. Didn't work, so we're just doing it this way. All right, so the thing that you'll see, which is really cool here, so the guy who's the #1 on the leaderboard here, who's leading by 3 shots, Blake Cannon. Let me straighten that out a little bit for you. Blake is a student of Milo Lines, who has been on the Be Better Golf a lot. So I did like a series of 8 different videos with Milo last month that were really popular on Driver, and also I went out on the course with Milo, and he is like the best driver of the golf ball I've ever seen. So Blake is leading at 15 under, but look at this. Milo Lines from Be Better Golf, from Golfletics is his YouTube channel, is playing great. He shot 4 under on the first day, and on the second day he was 2 under through 5, and 3 under through 6. He started on the back nine, and now he's 3 under on the day after making a ton of birdies, but unfortunately made 3 bogeys. So Milo has now found himself in the top 20. He's just, you know, a full-time teacher, doesn't really practice and play that much. So that's really exciting. I hope he has. We're going to stay tuned to this broadcast, and we're going to see how Milo finishes. This could be really, really exciting. Also in the field, so then Milo, his top student is this guy here, Blake Cannon, who Milo says is a very, very long hitter of the ball, even longer than Milo. I mean, or maybe just about as long, or maybe slightly longer than Milo. And Milo says whenever he plays with Blake at that course, he never shoots worse than 65. And in this tournament, that's very true. Look, he's already started with a round of 64 in the first round, and then guys had passed him, and he teed off in the afternoon and shot a 65 in the second round. That's really good. And he's got a 3-stroke lead, so I would say he's 25 years old, really, really good player, been going around the country doing mini tours and things like that. So I would say he's in a good spot right now. But it's happening right now. Milo is on the 17th, par 3, and then he's going to finish on the 9th, a par 4. So with a par here and a birdie here, let's see, Milo could find himself. So he's only 8 shots away from his student, who's in solo first. So Milo could find himself with another birdie in the 15 unders. That would be amazing. All right, also playing at this tournament. Really proud of Mike Malaska for playing, and he's the oldest player in the field. I don't know how old Mike is. He seems young, but I think he's I think in his 60s. So he's the oldest player in the field, and he went out there and he played. This is at his home course. I know the type of player Mike is, a very, very good player, and so I know that he'll be disappointed to have shot 79-80 for the first 2 rounds, but really kudos to Mike for teeing it up and going after it. He played pretty well in the Utah Open last month, but then had a bad round. But it's really really good to see Mike. So we're going to keep checking on how Milo finishes to see if he can get into maybe the top 15 before tomorrow. I mean, a birdie finish. I mean, now we're talking crazy. Now he would go all the way to 9, which would be top 12. But we'll see. We're going to see how we go. Now we're going to go over to the 2020 PGA field. So the PGA Championship field. So here are the odds. We're going to scroll through them real quick. But I want you guys to hit the like button and also let me know who you think is going to win. So not who you think you can make money off of based on the odds. Just straight up. Who do you think is going to be holding the trophy at the end of the week? I think everybody is really excited for the... Oh, I'm going to go back to me for a minute. Everybody's really excited for the first major of the season. And I know that the ratings even on just the regular tournaments and stuff have been really good. So I'm with Tiger in the field and at a cool course like Harding Park, really iconic looking. I think they're going to have like really strong ratings. So I asked you guys earlier, and almost everybody nailed it. Who do you think the top 2 guys? So there's 2 players that are being offered on the betting odds at 10-1 odds, and they're Brooks Koepka and Justin Thomas. So let's do matchups. Who do you think? Put in the comments below. Who do you think is going to have a better finish by the end of the week between Brooks Koepka and Justin Thomas? So I don't want to give my opinion right away because I want to see in the comments, put either JT or BK, who do you think is going to have the best finish there? And interestingly, and we'll get back to that and what I think, but interestingly, the next player is not Rory McIlroy. The next player with the highest odds is Bryson DeChambeau. So, which is really interesting. Those guys are at 10-1, but Bryson DeChambeau is right there at 11-1. I mean, that is like as close as you can get. So, which is, I think it makes sense actually if you look at the golf course and you look at this place quite a bit. And if you look at the golf course, I've played that golf course. If you look up, notice me up there for a second. So Bryson has grown up in this area, and I think he is. I think because I've played that golf course before, it's not that difficult of a golf course. I've played other major championship venues, not that many, but a couple other major championship or tour championship venues, and this Harding Park is not that tough. So when I played it 3 years ago, and to 2020, which in 2017, 2020 sounded like a million years in the future, but I knew that the PGA Championship was coming up in 2020. I was thinking they're not going to be able to hold a major championship on this course. This course, like I played like all right, and I shot 77, I think. The full vlog is on my channel. If you search Be Better Golf Harding Park, you'll see like I think I shot every shot there. Man, editing that video was really tough because I did a thing where I was mic'd up and then I had to sync up the audio later. It's really hard, but you get a good sense for the course, and I think that watching that vlog will be a good thing to do before the tournament to get an idea for the course and how a regular player like me plays it. But I was thinking like this course is not that tough. And then Ian Poulter put up something today on social media saying how if you can hit it into the rough and be totally fine, but then 6 inches away be like completely in a clump of grass. So usually what happens is like before, if you remember before the Erin Hills US Open, all the guys were saying like, this is ridiculous. Look at the rough. It's up to your knees. You can't even find your golf ball. I'm 3 yards off the fairway. I can't even find my golf ball. The more the pros complain about the rough before a major championship, the lower the score gets. Like Erin Hills was like just blitzed by the golfers at the US Open. And the guys aren't really complaining about the rough there. So that makes me think that the winning number is going to be extremely low at Harding Park. I mean, unless there's some kind of weather or whatever, but right, it's just perfect on the West Coast right now. So I just think the number is going to be really, really low. They'll have to get the greens really firm, and maybe, I mean, I could see if the USGA was running this tournament, the only way to have a US Open at this course would be to have a situation like they had at the Olympic Club. Gosh, I forget what year that was, but when guys were putting and they were missing their putt, and it would lip out and like run away like 10 feet on the lip out, or run almost off the green. They had some kind of like illegal pin position. They almost had to like move in the middle of the round. So that would be the only way. But the greens aren't even that undulated here, and they're pretty large too. So that gets to, let's go down the list a little bit. So we got Brooks Koepka and Justin Thomas at 10-1. Let me check out your comments and see who you guys think. Yeah, live chat. Who you guys think? So I got BK. My connection's good. Doesn't set up for BKJT. It's about split. And I'd give, all right, I give the Be Better golfers are giving the slight edge. I'd say about 60% of you or so are saying that 60% of you are saying that of the two, Justin Thomas or Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, about 60% of people are saying that Justin Thomas is going to clip that. And I definitely have to go. We're going to talk about Tiger soon, but I definitely have to go with Justin Thomas between the two of those. I don't think Brooks Koepka is 100% yet. Even he started playing well and he had a great finish last week. Could have won the tournament a couple days ago on Sunday. Easily could have won the tournament. If you look at the strokes gained tee to green, you look at if he had putted just a little bit better, it's not, he would have won that from Justin pretty easy. So that's got to feel good for him. But at the same time, I mean, he was not that last hole, two putted to hit a double bogey and lost, I think $455,000 was the number. If he had made a par, he would have made $455,000 more. And this is at an event without fans there or anything like that. So of the two players, I got to give it to Justin Thomas. I just think Justin Thomas is a better golfer than Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka is definitely a better athlete, but I would give Justin Thomas as the better golf skills, and he's just extremely hot right now. And the PGA Championship is like Justin Thomas's event. His dad is a PGA professional. He's been going to that event for a long time. He's really connected to the PGA. He's done a lot of things for the PGA, so he's going to be really comfortable in that environment. So I see him winning. I see him between Brooks Koepka and JT. I think JT has the best chance of any player in the world, definitely, to win it. Bryson DeChambeau, who the heck knows what he's going to do? I mean, you really can, though. I mean, on that course, you can smash the ball and get it way down there. So I think Bryson's going to have a very good week. I see Bryson being in the mix. Rory, I don't know. I wouldn't put any money behind Rory. I could be totally wrong, obviously, but Rory's not like, I don't know, just not. He just doesn't have that fire. He's not exciting me on the golf course right now. There's statistics why and everything, but no. Jon Rahm is like, I think Jon Rahm is going to, over the next 10 years, that'll be the best player over the next 10 years. I don't think he's as hot as Justin Thomas is, but I think that will be the player to watch over the next little while. And then Dustin Johnson looking horrible without the beard. I've never seen a bigger transformation between somebody with a beard and without a beard. Like he took himself like way down the list of looks once he lost that beard. And who knows? Maybe he can get at least a little stubble going, get some mojo going. But Dustin Johnson, he won that event. But other than that event, he's not right. Xander Schauffele is a great pick. A really good driver of the golf ball. California kid. He could do well. All right, so let's talk about Tiger Woods. Where do you see? You guys, let me know. Put in the comments. Let me go here this way. What about Matthew Wolff, California guy, and plays well on colder grass variants? What do you guys think Tiger Woods is going to finish? Tiger Woods is 22-1 to win. So if you risk $1, you risk $100, you'll get $2,200. Is that right? I think so, yeah. If you risk $1, you get $2,200 if Tiger Woods wins. Let me know if that's wrong. But Tiger's chances. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Misses the cut, top 10, win, top 40, just barely makes the cut. What are you guys thinking that how Tiger Woods is going to do? The main issue with Tiger, kind of similar to Brooks, the main issue is just his putting is not sharp. His putt avoidance is not good. I'm going to go to the stats for this year because I don't want to just go off feelings. Let's go off of actual facts and stats. So let's go Tiger Woods PGA Tour strokes gained putting. Let me just see that real quick. Because Tiger used to do this thing where he would take off for like a super long amount of time and then he'd come back at the next tournament and he'd be just as sharp as if he had never left. And I don't know if he can do that anymore. I know he's got the practice facility at home and everything else, but the mojo, just jumping right into competition, he was the first one to ever be able to really do it, have no warm-up rounds, just be like amazing right out of the gates after a long layoff. He was the first one to ever be able to do it, and I don't know if he can get that going again. Definitely, though, I think you're going to see a different Tiger Woods this week, focus-wise. You're seeing it in the social media posts with the preparation and everything. He's looking sharp. He's doing. Mostly, he's spending his time on the putting green, doing tons of right-hand only drills. Tiger gets almost all of his feel from his right hand. Josh is saying Tiger finishes the worst top 25. And yeah, everything Tiger's been doing has been gearing up for this tournament, this major tournament. So, golf stats and records, PGA Tour. I just want PGA Tour strokes gained putting. This is going to basically be, if you can drive it fairly consistently, this is going to be a putting contest at Harding Park, which favors of all the players in the top, let me look at the top and see who's the best putter. Man, I'd say. So here are the guys in the top: Fowler, Colin Morikawa, all the guys 40 to 1 or better. Victor Hovland, Berger, Day, Matsuyama, Fowler, Morikawa, Simpson, Kentley, Woods, Schauffele, Johnson, Rahm, McIlroy, DeChambeau, Thomas, Koepka. So of all those names, which name stands out to you as far and away the best putter of that whole list? Webb Simpson, without a doubt. Webb Simpson's like way the best putter of all those guys. Obviously, just across the lake, he won the U.S. Open at the Olympic Club. So if I go to gained PGA Tour stats for putting for 2020, let's go to Tiger Woods and see how Tiger's hitting. Tiger hasn't even played enough rounds to Tiger. He's not on the list. All right, let me go to Webb. Our Webb Simpson is 19th in strokes gained putting. So that, and of those 19, like a couple of those weeks were like extremely hot. Like when he's won, I think he's won more than just that one tournament. I mean, he's really, like, when I go to the official world golf ranking right now, and I go to world golf rankings and I go to Webb. Oh yeah, Webb Simpson's 4th in the world. So it goes Justin Thomas is the number 1, John Rahm's number 2, Rory McIlroy's number 3, and Webb Simpson's held the number 4 spot. After that, it's Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, and Bryson DeChambeau, and then everybody's favorite, Patrick Reed, who's not even on the odds for Patrick Reed, who's an amazing putter, especially like clutch putter. He's 45 to 1, so he's just out of that 40. I mean, Patrick Reed actually would be a good pickup if you're looking to gamble. But of all those guys, so I'm looking at all this stuff. I would give Justin Thomas is the favorite, obviously. Then I would say I would say after that, I would say Webb Simpson would be a guy that you're going to want to look at for this tournament. I mean, he can, hit hybrid or iron or whatever up there, and attack on some of these other holes. They're going to have it firm. What they're going to want, because the course does bend around a lot, so the agronomy is probably going to be really short rough. That they're hoping you hit it like a little bit of a bender, it lands in the fairway and jumps in the rough. That's what they're going to want. So that's really going to benefit somebody like Webb, who hits it a little lower. He's getting his ball speed up there now into the mid to high 160s, and he can bound it down there. And then I could see him wedging the place to death. So Webb Simpson at 28 to 1, that's pretty good. And so that's not really, so somebody's saying, all right, what about a dark horse pick? Who are you guys thinking for dark horse? So somebody that would be, let's say, worse than 50 to 1. So that starting that list would be Paul Casey, Sergio, Oosthuizen, Leishman, Kuchar, Sungjae M, Answer, Lowry, Wolf, Henriksen. I don't think he's going to do anything. Brendan Todd, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson. Of all those names, the one that sticks out to me would be Brendan Todd. Although Brendan Todd is like one that I asked Richie Hunt from Hunt Golf Analytics, a guy who does golf analytics for PGA Tour players, and I asked him, I was like, well, Brendan Todd isn't high on any statistic category. If you look at strokes gained putting, strokes gained tee to green, strokes gained off the tee, like he's not high on any of those lists. Like I don't think he's in the top 25 in any of them, maybe not even in the top 50 in any of them. But he has like a bunch of wins recently. I'm like, how's he getting it done? And he said, well, one of the reasons you got to look at, and this is interesting, it's stuff you don't think about if you don't get real deep into the stats. Brendan Todd, one of his wins was, I think, in Puerto Rico or somewhere where they weren't keeping ShotLink statistics. So he didn't get strokes gained for one of his best weeks. He didn't really get any credit for that. But of that list, of all the dark horse lists, Brendan Todd sticks out. I wouldn't really call him a dark horse though, because he's won so much. Kisner, see, I think like a guy of middling length, like Kevin Kisner or Webb Simpson, Brendan Todd, like these guys, not that long, but I could see one of those guys hoisting it at the end of the week. I don't. It's like bombers have an advantage everywhere. I just don't see this being like a bombers. All right, we're back. Putting contest, and so wow, gosh, they have some guys in it. Rich Beam's playing this tournament. He won the PGA Championship. John Daly, he WD'd already. Yeah, he dropped out. Davis Love's playing it. Davis Love making the great decision to stop doing TV. That was a good idea. Ryan Vermeer, who works with John from Tour Tempo. Okay, so my predictions. Take this for yeah, Dicker. My predictions. Tiger wouldn't quite be a dark horse because he's 22-1. I think dark horse where you'd have to go outside the top 20 guys, which would actually Phil Mickelson would be a dark horse. Bubba Watson even would. Bubba Watson would definitely be a dark horse because he's 100-1 and he hasn't been doing anything. Joachim Neiman, there's a pick. That would be good. But of all these guys, of all these dark horse guys, like at 50-1 or worse, I mean, I got to look for who's the best putter, and I like Kevin Kisner's putting. All right, so let's just go with final picks for me. I think Justin Thomas is going to win the tournament, straight up. The middling guy that I would want to have, as far as like there's an A and a B and a C list, the middling guy I would want would be Webb Simpson, and I'm going to go with this is going to be a putters tournament. So let me just go to strokes gained putting. Show you guys this. And I just want to look and try to find a guy on this list that stands out to me. That's a really good putter. Kuchar, no. Man, look at Bryson DeChambeau. Strokes gained putting is way up there. Gosh, that's good. For being like far and away the longest guy on the tour, and he's sixth in strokes gained putting of like 200 guys. That's amazing. That's why he's 11-1. Or Webb Simpson, actually, but it's crazy for me to think that Bryson is a better putter than Webb Simpson, but there are the numbers. Berger, all right. Berger is the name. So, but Berger I don't think would count as a dark horse because he's 40-1. So I'm not going to give a 40-1 a dark horse. Although if he won, everybody would be saying like, "Oh, you picked him! Oh my gosh!" But that Poulter, I don't think he's going to do anything. He's not. There comes a point where you're just not long enough. Poulter's not even of middling length anymore. Although he could, but golf is insanely difficult. All right, then here's Kevin Kisner, 37th. And see, look at this. This is interesting to me. Rank last week, 83. Rank this week, 37. All right, so I'm going to go with Kisner for my dark horse. A guy works with Tim Yelverton, who's a friend of the channel. Yeah, I did a vlog of that course too. Hold on. So, so if you search Be Better Golf Harding Park, you'll see that. So that's my picks. I'm gonna go. Go back to my list. I'm gonna go. Justin Thomas is gonna win, then Webb Simpson for my B list, and then Kevin Kisner for my dark horse or C list player. That's what I would pick. And let's do a Tiger Woods matchup. Who do you guys think will win? Because they're the same odds between Xander Schauffele, 22-1, and Tiger Woods, 22-1. If it was your money, not like fanboy money, because like Tiger Woods is a legend. But you know, if you really had to put $1,000 on Xander or Tiger, but it's at the PGA Championship. This isn't at like the John Deere Classic or at the Mitsubishi Electric, whatever. This is at the. This is a major tournament. So between Xander and Tiger, the thing about Xander is he is I think strokes gained one of the best drivers. So, I mean, he's a better driver than Tiger Woods at this point. But Tiger Woods, like he doesn't miss left and right like he used to. He's much straighter. And Tiger's obviously a much better putter than anyone who's ever lived. But his putting recently has been bad. So I like that Tiger was at this course early and he's doing drills and he's really grinding it. I just don't know if Tiger can get the mojo working again that quickly, but it is a major. So if I had to choose my money between who's going to do better, Xander or Tiger, I got to give it to Tiger. Too stupid for picking against Tiger at the PGA Championship. Tony just won. Nobody's talking about Jon Rahm. Yeah, Jon Rahm, I would like him at a U.S. Open or like a really difficult driving course because he's of the let's say the top 5 guys here: Jon Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas, and Brooks Koepka. I would say Jon Rahm's the best driver. Bryson's longer, but Bryson has this penchant for making tens. Or he did it once, but he can also make some big numbers. And with the trees out there and stuff, there's no low branches there. So at this course, you almost always have a chance to get it back in play, like somehow, some way. So, put this thing off. So I don't think Bryson's going to get in too much crazy trouble. There's nothing weird out there. There's no like thick woods. Like you won't really lose any balls out there. You'll know where it is. Anyway, Rahm is rested. Rory. Okay, guys, you're getting your opinions in. Let's see. Let's tune back in to the Arizona Open. So if you guys haven't tuned in yet, something very exciting is happening. The Arizona Open is happening right now as we stream, as we speak. This is a live look into the Arizona Open. So here, Mike Malaska was competing. He at 66. Somebody said he's the oldest player in the field. So really proud of Mike to go out there and put his game up against 25-year-olds. This amateur here, I think he's a college player. He played he played well. He didn't play well. He wouldn't have been happy with that score, but good on him to actually get out there and play. Now Milo Lines, a guy who's been on my channel a bunch. I did like 7 videos with him or 10 videos with him out there. He is tied for 19th place inside the top 20 at this tournament, and his student is in first place. He's a 3-shot leader. So let's go here. Let's going to reload the page and see. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Milo where did he bogey? Yeah, he bogeyed the par 3 17th to bounce him down to 26th. So Milo is now 9 shots out of the lead. And the way these guys talk, he's how far are you outside of a top 5? So he's really only 5 shots out of the top 5. And Milo can go very low in that course. So he launched off with 68 in the first round, 70 in the second round, and he's going to be disappointed because there's just too many bogeys on this card. I mean, he took care of the par 5s. Look, par 5, birdie, and did not birdie the 18th hole, his 9th hole of the day, which he'll be disappointed about that. Actually, he made 2 pars on the par 5s, which he'll be disappointed about. But it was really did really well on the par 3s, but on the par 4s. So Milo going into tomorrow, and we'll do a little, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'll do a little checkup, a recap of Milo's round, however it goes, tomorrow, and just try to do a little, I'll make sure to do a Zoom with Milo Zoom call that you guys will see if you hit the subscribe button and the bell to make sure to see like how it went and everything after tomorrow's round. So Milo's going to go into the final day, 3-round tournament, into the final day, just 9 shots back of the leader in 26th place at the Arizona Open. That's pretty good. That's really good for a guy that's not competing every week. And Milo's student, Blake Cannon, is at 15 under, which is 3-shot lead after 64, 65 in the first 2 rounds. Milo says this guy almost never shoots worse than, I think he said something crazy, like something shoots worse than 64 or something out at that course. So he started with rounds of 64 in the first round. So basically his normal, and 65 in the second round. So hold on. He's lost me so many bets. Okay, so somebody says, what do you guys think? Oh, hold on a second. Somebody says Tiger. So I'm going to go through some of your comments now, guys. So put your comments in the write your comments below, and I gotta keep hitting live chat to see them because they don't stick unless it was like a super chat. Brendan, Brendon. Obvious pick Koepka, But Rombo breaks through this weekend. Don's calling it. Don says that Tiger has lost him so many bets. My cash on Xander Schauffele all day. Tiger, no way. He'll barely make the cut. I don't think so. I think Tiger will. This course is just Tiger's main problem at tournaments recently is these like one-off holes where he's like making like bad numbers, getting into weird positions. There aren't that many weird spots on this golf course. Even if you're hitting it into the trees or whatever, there's no low limbs, which is the perfect tree for a golf course. So you can always punch out. You always have a chance. And if there's no low limbs and you can always punch out and you can always have a chance, whose name do you think of? Phil Mickelson. Yeah, Daniel Berger, actually, Toothbrush just wrote this. It said Daniel Berger equals money. Berger is a really good pick because he's a great putter, and he's he's not going to make a lot of mistakes tee to green, and he is a very good putter. He's high on the list. So going back in the comments, Rory is frustrated with his game. Yeah, Rory doesn't seem right. And actually, even though Jon Rahm's #1 in the world and he played so well in Ohio at a tough, like a major championship level course, like I would say that was more of a, like Muirfield the second week was more of a major championship course than Harding Park. But they'd have to see. Harding Park is used to Birdie Fest at the President's Cup. So they're going to have a tough time getting it. All right, say Bryson's wedge game isn't there yet. I really think Bryson, for the wedges, okay? Just for the wedges. You can have single length. But can we take an inch off of the wedges? Can we take an inch and a half off of the wedges? Like, why not? Somebody else had said they were Bobby Lopez, who's been on the channel, did a long experiment with single length irons. And he said, and the thing that he eventually found, he did a really long study on whether or not people play better with them. And he said, really, especially if you don't have like insane club head speed, but even if you do have super high club head speed, he said he's seeing a much better results in steps of 3. So instead of single length all the way across, say your 4, 5, and 6 irons are this length, your 7, 8, and 9 are this length, and then your wedges are this length. So like a step of 3, that would be a lot better. All right, so Hovland or Stenson, please. Realistically, no, though. Stenson is just flat recently. I don't think he's got the eye of the tiger, so to speak, anymore. He's traditionally like one of my favorite players to watch. I love his golf swing. I love how precise he is. Even when he's hitting like a 50-yard shot, it looks like he's like thumping it hard. So he's really fun to watch, but no. And I don't think Victor's there yet. Putting wise, anyway, I think this is really going to be a putting course. Brendan, notice a lot of really short par 4s, like 330 to 370. How do the pros play them? Well, I know how Bryson's going to play it. Bryson's going to be bombing the golf ball. There's really not a lot of trouble here in this golf course as far as like if you get in the trees, you can still have a shot. If you can curve the ball, you can still have a shot. And the way the trees are, they're thick on top, so they can't really get the rough, even though I'm sure it is because they've just let it grow. But you can't really get the rough super dense because there's just not enough sunlight. So when you walk out there, because it is California and there's not that much water, even though I'm sure they've watered it like crazy, it just doesn't have that super thickness. So you can still have a chance. So 370, I mean, Bryson is, I think this is going to be the ultimate test for the new Bryson method of just killing the golf ball. He is going to absolutely be ripping it. I hope you see a 200. What I really want to see I think this would maybe be the first ever 200-mile-an-hour ball speed on the PGA Tour. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think PGA Tour event, I think that'll be the first time somebody does it. Just going through the comments here. I gotta go to live chat. Cool. Duffner over Kitayama should be. Both those guys would be dark horses for sure. So, sorry about the finger there. Stenson, Swedish, adore him, but he won the British Open and then said good night. Somebody commented. Jordan Spieth. All right, so let's talk about this. Jordan Spieth is game. His game has been. Jordan Spieth to miss the cut is 2-1. Excellent value, y'all. Check about the For Profit podcast. All right, this is somebody like a betting podcast, I guess. Thank you, Don, for spelling my name right. I appreciate that. Easy to remember because there's a Don in my name. Tiger's like an old car. It needs time to warm up. Yeah, that's kind of true. But historically, he hasn't needed time to warm up. JT's a great pick, and Webb is a great pick. Yeah, I'm liking Webb a lot. I actually might put some of my own cash on Webb Simpson this week. I'm liking that. At Webb Simpson at. Let me go back here. See the odds. I'm liking Webb Simpson at 28-1. $100 on Webb to win $2,800. I don't know. I don't bet any golf because it's impossible. I mean, golf. Give me a break. We're golfers. We know. No idea who's gonna roll in more putts than somebody else. Who's gonna get it going better than somebody else? You're just guessing. You're totally guessing when it comes to golf. Webb's swing looks real nice right now, somebody said, and I gotta agree with that. I mean, he looks really great. 370 is a 3-wood. No, I mean, it's still a driver. You got to remember, Tony Finau, what he said is the ball goes shorter here than anywhere else he's ever played, and he's played here at Harding Park since like college days. So, so if you're used to hitting it, let's say 310, you're probably going to be hitting it this week about 295, 290. Maybe not that much less, but you're going to be hitting it 10 to 20 yards shorter than normal if you're one of the longer hitters. Well, bet on more than one person. Yeah, you don't have to just put all your money behind one guy. Who was the guy that you guys were just talking about that piqued my interest? And I wanted to look at some Sadalowski. I don't know if Sadalowski got 200 miles an hour. I know he has in Corn Ferry or something, but I haven't seen him do that on a PGA tour. And even when and he uses an extremely short driver, too. I mean, I haven't seen a guy, certainly not a regular PGA Tour player, hit 200 miles an hour in a tour event. All right, seriously, this is a great question. If this is a putting course and we think this is going to turn into a putting thing, how are Ricky's chances? So I think that's why I think Ricky is kind of having an up and down year, but they put him up into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as the 12th most likely guy to win this week at 40-1 odds, tied with Hideki Matsuyama, Jason Day, Daniel Berger, and Hovland. Of all those guys, Fowler, Matsuyama, Day, Berger, and Hovland, I would say Berger would be my favorite, but a close second to that would be Fowler. Berger's won already. He's got the mojo going, and he's a great putter, like underestimated putter. If I go to strokes gained putting right now and I type in for the 2020 season, so there's two things I'm going to look at here. Like Kevin Kisner, I'm going to look at with strokes gained putting. I'm going to look at what's your rank for the year, and then also what's your change after last week, because that'll kind of tell me the hotness, you know. So Berger right now on this list, even though on major, but you know that's still really high, but you know slightly kind of a poor week for him, but about the same. And then if I go to Ricky Fowler and I type in Fowler here, Ricky Fowler actually, as historically, as much as we think of him as a great putter, and I mean he really is a great putter. He's sitting at 76 right now at strokes gained putting. And he went from T75 to 76, so basically stayed level after last week. So Ricky is not rolling it nearly as good as statistically he touched. I wouldn't touch Ricky on this golf course. But if Ricky's going to win a major, Harding Park, I could see it happening there. California guy, whatever else. I'm not feeling it on Ricky. And you shouldn't just say that you're not feeling it. You should have some kind of stats to back it up. But basically, the stat that I have to back that up is 76 in strokes gained putting. I mean, you see, Ricky Fowler. I mean, if I was going to put him up in a putting contest against anybody else, that would be like the guy on tour that I would say, you know, him and I mean Webb Simpson would be the number one guy. I think he's the best putter in the world right now. Even though if I look on this list, yeah, Webb is 19th. Didn't have a great putting week last week. Went from 17th to 19th. But I think when he's hot recently, Webb Simpson's the best putter. Tiger Woods is the best putter ever, obviously. But oh, thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Oh, somebody sent a super chat. Thank you, Don. I really appreciate that. All right, I tried the Ricky putter lift move and top the crap. What does Ricky do with the putter? He lifts it up high off the ground? I don't know. I want to interview on the channel coming up. I want to interview a guy called Taylor Montgomery. Taylor Montgomery is a Korn Ferry Tour player that I've talked with a little bit online, and he won over $100,000 in that thing. If you guys remember the World Putting, the major series of putting, and they had the finals in, they had a few of these events, but they had the big finals in Las Vegas. Well, in the World Series of putting, he Taylor won, like, I don't know, he won 3 events, and it totaled to over like $120,000 or something. It was like crazy. It cost like $100 to get in. Some of them were free, and he won like a ton of money. So anyway, I was looking at his stroke because I think he was the major series of putting. No, is that a goat picture on my? No, those are horses. Anyway, so I was watching his stroke, and it really comes up high off the ground, even on short ones, and then he hits it and he comes low. And I think that's something golf teachers don't really talk about that much, is the lower you keep it, the more it has to arc. And the more you keep it, if you want to be fairly straight back and through, it's going to have to come up high to stay down the line in a correct way. And I've been noticing this with a lot of good putters, Ricky included, that really, even on short putts, it won't like stay low the entire time. It'll get kind of high on the way through. And I think that's something to experiment with. Could University of Alabama get another win this week? They're on a roll tide. So who is that? Obviously JT and then Michael Thompson. That's who it is. Colin I could see him doing well. So many guys. I mean, it's golf. You're going to have a hard time guessing. If they would just watch this video that you did with Malaska, none of these guys would be having issues with putting. So the video he's talking about, if you look up the eyeline video, just look up Be Better Golf Malaska putting, and you'll see it. So what Mike is saying is that if your eyes are not seeing the line right, if it just looks off to you, you'll always kind of auto-correct yourself into hitting it online. So you have to stand a certain distance. So even if you're over here like this, or some ways, so that the line looks straight to you. Because basically every putt really is a straight putt, you know. So Gavin says, working with Tony Lutzak. Are you? That'd be cool to hear. Or are you talking about MI? But because yeah, I'm working with Tony on and off. Kind of looking for a local coach to add in addition to it, because I think the thing that I need to do for my own golf game is I need to take like a lesson every other week. That's what I want to do from somebody local, you know. And but all the golf instruction is shut down in this area right now. No, this lesson is not just about. All right, so let me answer this question, because this is also a Be Better Golf discussion. So just recap for the Arizona Open, which the final round is tomorrow. We got Milo Lines in 26 years old to go out there and put his game up against the kids, and Blake Cannon is leading, who's a guy that has watched the videos on Be Better Golf. I know, but that's pretty cool to see. So let's go. Now we're getting into some Be Better Golf stuff. Coming up, very few people follow Jack's putting style. Greg McHatton. I don't know how to answer that question. Did you notice how many right-handed putts were missed left last week? I was fascinated. Well, the thing that is the reason, if you guys saw some of those videos when I was using that, the putter that has the extreme offset, so like the shaft is here, and then, sorry, so this would be the shaft, and then it's offset like that, and then the face is like back here. It's from the tour stroke putter. So the reason they did that was because the number one miss that a pro hates more than anything in the world is, so they created that as a trainer to keep it square for on the tour. But he's actually started using that putter, that Evnroll putter. So it's not surprising. The pool is the thing that is the kind of the pro miss that they hate the most. So there's a dead way. You pulled it. That's how it went that way. And usually the pool comes from being just slightly a little over the top, or getting the face a little supinated. So you kind of come over and you kind of give it the old screwdriver just a little bit, that rather than just kind of fanning it in. All right, so Don asked a question, and thanks for the super chat, Don. Don asked the question, what's the best, I think it was something like, where is he? What's the best lesson you've gotten and the best putting? I don't know. There's a lot of comments here right now. Not sure. But the best, I don't know. It's hard to say the best putting lesson that I've had, but definitely the most impactful on me has been Malaska's lesson about getting your eyes set. But really the best putting lesson has just been from Tim Yelverton. If you go to BeBetterGolf.com/putting, you'll see the BeBetterGolf putting system, which is amazing. Like crazy, like rave reviews from people about it. But the the reason that, so that was the best total putting lesson that I've ever had, and it's all captured on video. But the best singular thing has been Tim talking about, Tim Yelverton teaches Kevin Kisner, or has taught Kevin Kisner, Scott Brown, Jonathan Randolph, a few guys on tour, putting and short game. And the thing Tim is always talking about with putting is get back to neutral. You don't want to be too extreme, like get your ball position, start getting too far over this way, there's going to be problems. Pools, the ball position too back this way, there's going to be problems. Like, and have a way to calibrate your swing back to neutral. So if you go to my Instagram, bb_golf show, you'll see the way I'm putting now is I have a calibration station, so to speak, where on my backyard putting green, I have masking tape set out that is has the ball that goes in a certain spot and your feet go in a certain spot, and then also there's another line that you get the shaft on. So you got the club, the face, the ball, your feet, everything totally lined up and square. But then I also believe in this thing called differential learning, and it's the tenet of that is repetition without repetition. So I'm going out there and hitting putts every night, but I'm not repeating the same putt. I'll hit 10 putts that are kind of just to get calibrated, but then I'll start moving into very weird, awkward, strange situations. Here. Oh, that's a. I'll help you in a little bit. Then I'll get into awkward, like body setups. You'll see, and it's part of this thing, Better Every Day, this series that I'm doing, and that will actually really light me up to being putting the best. Putting is much more about reading greens. I don't think so. I think even if every green was just flat, or maybe like flat and tilted a little bit, you would still you would see people. You would see pros doing great, but you would see people doing, really messing it up. The putting alley is the best putting. Yeah, putting alley is good. I have it. I use it a lot. But I think the best is to get I use the Tour Links green. You can actually get a discount on it. But I use the Tour Links green, and having that is the best thing that ever happened in my putting for sure. Great analysis. Other than yourself, who's your favorite YouTube golfer? I like Steve Johnson, PGA from Scotland. I think he's from Scotland. He might actually be from the north of England, actually, I think. I like him. I like Zen Golf Mechanic. I like Aussie Golf Reviewer. Those are some of my favorites. Yeah, twirling screen. That's what I have in the back. It's awesome. Zen, yeah. All right. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. So finally, I just want to give you my final. So you know, I have it on the record. I got Justin Thomas winning the PGA Championship this week. I think he'll do it. The second guy I would spend money on, Webb Simpson. I think it's going to be a putting contest, and a guy like Webb Simpson is going to do really well. Third guy in that same vein, as far as it being a putting contest, and you're not needing to hit the ball that far. As far as I think the way the course is from playing it, I think a guy like Kevin Kisner is going to do well because he's a really good putter. I'm calling Kevin Kisner such a good putter. Let's back that up with facts. So strokes gained putting, Kevin Kisner. Yeah, he's a good putter. Oh yeah, this is why I like Kevin Kisner, because he's tied 37th in putting, and he went from 83rd 2 weeks ago, last week, to 37th in putting. So he jumped like almost 50 spots in 1 week. That means he's hot. And somebody says Bryson will win if his putting is good. All right, if Bryson wins the PGA Championship, bombing it at 200 miles an hour ball speed plus, and just swing like a maniac on most driver shots, golf will never be the same. Watching a golf tournament will never be the same. You're only going to see guys getting up there and just ripping it. I mean, even if a guy that, like, your absolute ripped most torch speed is 165 ball speed, you're going to see guys like that say, hey, I'd rather hit 165 than 158. And, they're going to be torching it. So, I mean, personally, I'm trying to hit 170s pretty consistently. All right, so that's my three guys. And stay tuned. I'm going to try to do another, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try to do another broadcast like this tomorrow to recap what happened in the Arizona Open with Milo. Milo right now is in 26th place at 6 under par, and his student Blake Cannon is in first place. So that's pretty cool. It's a good story. We're going to get into that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the super chat to Don, and appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button. A lot of exciting stuff coming up in the channel. I have a lot of really big plans, but I kind of need help with it. If anybody wants to help me with my giant plans for golf, I just need a place to practice and play somewhere in California, somewhere that I can just practice and play a lot for a week, because I have a really big idea for a video. But I need somewhere where I can actually get on the course and or anything like that they could help me with. Contact bebettergolf@gmail.com. All right.